For centuries, garlic has held a place in the folklore and practices of various cultures, not just as a powerful food or healing herb, but as a kind of emotional sensor, a natural indicator of unseen forces, whether they be spirits, negative energy, or bad vibes. Its association with detecting spiritual presence or sensing changes in the atmosphere taps into a deep human need to feel connected to the world beyond what we can see, to trust our instincts and the subtle signals the world around us sends. The belief that garlic can react to negative energy or even signal the presence of spirits is an ancient one, stretching from Europe to Asia, passed down through generations as a way to explain the unexplainable. In many cultures, it was thought that garlic had a kind of mystical sensitivity. The idea was that if you placed garlic in a particular spot, be it near a door, in a corner of the room, or in the heart of your home, and it wilts or turns black suddenly, this could be a sign of bad vibes or the presence of a malevolent spirit. The belief ran deep, especially in societies where spiritual and physical worlds were closely intertwined. Garlic, with its pungent odor and potent properties, was not only a physical barrier against illness and decay, but a spiritual one as well. It was the guardian of the living space, not just protecting against germs or pests, but acting as a shield from forces that could not be seen or understood. The symbolism behind this belief is intriguing. Garlic's strong, almost overpowering smell, its protective qualities in the natural world, and its use in rituals of healing and purification made it a fitting symbol for emotional and spiritual defense. It was something that could stand between you and harm, be it from bacteria or from something more sinister, like negative energy or even a wandering spirit. If it turned black, it was as if the garlic had absorbed the unwanted force, a kind of passive reaction to something bad that could not be seen, only felt. But what is it about garlic that leads people to believe in its mystical qualities? Could there be a natural explanation behind these seemingly spiritual reactions? While science may not support the idea that garlic can literally sense spirits or detect bad energy in the metaphysical sense, it does offer some plausible environmental explanations. Garlic, like many living organisms, reacts to its surroundings. It is sensitive to moisture, temperature, light, and the presence of bacteria or fungi. These environmental factors can cause garlic to change color, wilt, or spoil faster than usual, particularly if placed in areas that are damp, dark, or subject to mold. In essence, garlic's physical properties allow it to be highly sensitive to its environment. If there is excess moisture or mold spores present in a room, for example, the garlic may react by deteriorating more quickly. This sensitivity to environmental changes could easily be interpreted as a spiritual reaction, particularly in times and places where people didn't have access to modern scientific explanations. If the garlic wilts or darkens unexpectedly, it might seem as though it is responding to a presence, an energy, a spirit, or an emotional shift in the space. This reaction of the garlic might have been interpreted as the plant picking up on negative or unsettling forces in the room, where something was off. And in the absence of clear scientific understanding, these observations would have felt not just plausible, but deeply meaningful. The psychological aspect is just as important. Humans are naturally inclined to seek patterns, especially in times of uncertainty or distress. If something unusual occurs, like garlic turning black or wilting rapidly, we're quick to search for a cause that fits the situation. In a time when spiritual explanations for misfortune, illness, and bad luck were prevalent, garlic's reaction could be read as a sign of spiritual disturbance. It becomes a way of confirming a feeling, a suspicion, or an intuition that something isn't right in the environment. People may not have understood the role of bacteria, mold, or moisture in garlic's wilting process, but they understood the discomfort or unease they felt in certain places. Garlic's reaction to these places may have confirmed their suspicions, validating their sense that something was wrong, even if they couldn't put it into words. In a sense, garlic's role in detecting bad energy or spiritual presence speaks to something much deeper about how humans interact with nature. We are, after all, emotional creatures, constantly processing and reacting to the world around us. We may not always be able to identify why a particular room feels heavy, why a certain space feels unsettling, or why we feel drawn to one area over another. But we sense it, and we look for cues to help us understand. Garlic, in this context, becomes more than just a food or a remedy. It becomes a tool for emotional and spiritual awareness. It's a way of using nature as a kind of sensor, a way of attuning ourselves to our environment and picking up on the unseen forces that affect us. This connection between garlic and our emotional state is not just about superstition. It taps into our deeper understanding of how our physical and emotional worlds are intertwined. When we sense something is off, we often seek reassurance, something concrete that can either protect us or provide us with answers. Garlic, with its strength, pungency, and deep cultural history as a protector, becomes a comforting tool for navigating the unknown. Whether or not garlic can truly detect bad spirits is still a matter of belief, but it certainly plays a role in helping people navigate spaces filled with uncertainty or unease. Its strong, unmistakable scent and the belief in its mystical properties provide a sense of security, a small, simple way to regain control over an environment that feels out of balance. In today's world, where people still seek comfort and protection from unseen forces, be they physical, emotional, or spiritual, garlic continues to serve as a symbol of defense. It may not be a magical detector of spirits, but its ability to react to changes in its environment reminds us of the ways in which we, too, react to the energies around us. Just as garlic instinctively responds to its surroundings, we, too, are in tune with the atmosphere around us, drawing conclusions and seeking protection based on what we feel, rather than what we can always see. And in this way, garlic remains a potent ally, not just in guarding against illness, but in protecting our emotional and spiritual well-being, offering a sense of safety and reassurance when the world feels unpredictable or out of balance.